Hello everyone, Lishay here, and welcome back. I don't post often, but that's fine. I'm not gonna make any excuses or tell you guys that I'm gonna post more often because that's probably not gonna happen. And I'll just post based on impulses, like I'm doing right now. So I'm about to gain like another year of life. I feel like this year has been a year that I've learned about myself. I spent a lot of time this year, like figuring out who I am as a person, the things I like, the things I don't like, the things that made me comfortable, the things that make me uncomfortable. I thought about uncomfortable things from my childhood, just things from my past that really like affected and like had some deep, profound effects on me and who I am and how I make decisions, right? I feel like it's been a year of mood swings, a year of like actualizing my dreams. I put in like a lot of work in 2023 to 2024 to like see and realize some of my dreams. Granted, not everything I set out to achieve I did, but I did like achieve quite a few things. If you guys could see it in my face, I lost a lot of weight. We're talking over 100 pounds versus what I weighed last year. Um, so that's remarkably different. What else? Yeah, other things I probably can't talk on here, but I've been in like therapy for 10 out of the 11 months of this year, and I feel like it was needed because I've done therapy before, and man, that therapist needs to be fired because she was giving me all sort of demands and just like made me feel horrible. It just wasn't working out. Like knowing it's like having friends. Some people you're compatible with and some people you're not. And I feel like I met a therapist, so I learned who my therapist was and she learned who I didn't learn her personally, but like it was so let me turn this off. It was it was really easy like to talk to her. I feel like we were around the same age. Well, that's me assuming. She's probably way older than me. But she looked around the same age as me. I've never asked her age. I've never asked anything personal. I feel like she would have answered like if I asked, but not too personal. Like I could have probably asked her age and she would have told me. But I was not really interested in knowing. And while I did learn her, I feel like she learned me, and it was really good hearing perspective of from someone who was around the same age as me. Because not only was it her job to like tell me stuff, it felt like I was talking to a friend or my best friend. But like I know I leave her there. She's being paid to be burdened by me. And she knows like healthy coping skills of how to deal with what I'm telling her, right? No, I don't think I didn't try to like feign closeness to this person or think we're in some type of like friendship that we weren't. It wasn't like a unhealthy attachment, but still there was an established connection. Learning in therapy to set boundaries was something I set out to do at the start of like being like at the start around like I call it my year because this is my technically my year. January 1st is not my year. At the start of my year, I wanted to set boundaries, possibly make more friends, and just like have more control, feel at peace and happy, and just to be comfortable. I feel like the only thing that I really established this year was like setting boundaries. I am great at setting boundaries now. I feel like my no's are my no's and my yes are my yes. And the people pleasing tendency has completely disappeared. I please no one but myself. At the end of the day, I do stuff to make other people happy, yes, but I will not go out of my way or do anything that makes me feel uncomfortable. I spent so much time this year, like figuring out what made me uncomfortable. And like after I figured that out, I no longer I no longer spend time doing stuff that will make me uncomfortable. It has been like a journey though, because I've made friends, I've lost friends, I've gotten closer to some people, I've distanced myself from certain people, and overall, I feel impacted by this year because I don't feel like I've gotten it all together. And I can't imagine what other people turning my age and like people late Gen Z are feeling, because to know that there are people my age or younger getting married when I feel like I'm still figuring out life, to know that people my age or younger is getting having kids when I feel like I'm still figuring out life in regards to that too, is kind of concerning in a sense, because we're all pretty much like experiencing the same thing. We're experiencing the same emotions, like the difficulty of being a student in this 21st century, and how to like just navigate life in general is a very different from what our parents experienced. And the fact that I can be this age and be comfortable in this age really alludes to the fact that we as a society is growing. We're growing to know that, hey, I don't need to have kids at 18. I don't need to buy the house at 25. I don't need to move out of my mom's house at 18. I don't need to have the white picket fence at 25 with the two kids and a wife. I can do that at my own time and in pacing, because having kids while you're still sad and depressed, I could only see myself snapping at my kids because I'm very snappy to people, especially when I get in my moods. My responses, they're not the best. I'm learning how to respond better. Um, but like my responses are not great. They're not great responses. They're sometimes questionable. The things I'll say and do, I sometimes regret it. And I'm learning how to like not regret stuff. I'm learning how to like put everything in context. So like to summarize, because I don't want to talk for too long, because this is just like about me. And for me to watch next year and see how much I've grown as a person, I might have my moods. I might have days where I'm sad, uncontrollably sad. I might have days where I'm happy, alarmingly happy. I might have days that I do things that are very impulsive, and I might have days when I'm very calculated and organized. I might be called manipulative by people. I might be looked down on by people. I might be celebrated by people, and I might be judged by people. But the thing that I'm finding comfort is in being myself and just being comfortable with who I am and what I'm about. Yeah, but that's it for now. I'm not gonna talk too much because I feel like over 10 minutes of talking about myself is really narcissistic, and I'm far from that. So, bye, and I'll see you guys next time when I probably will unbox some clothes. So, BYE. Bye.